The 2025 Suzuki DR650S has finally arrived, and it continues to carry forward one of the longest-running legacies in the dual-sport world. This motorcycle has been around in almost the same form for decades, yet every new model year still generates attention because riders around the world know what it represents: simplicity, rugged reliability, and the ability to go just about anywhere without drama. When you think about motorcycles that can conquer backcountry trails one moment and then take you on a highway trip the next, the DR650S always comes to mind. And in 2025, Suzuki has kept that formula alive while adding a few subtle touches to keep it relevant for today's riders. From the moment you first see the bike in person, it's clear that Suzuki hasn't strayed far from its no-nonsense design language. Looking at the front, the DR650S wears its traditional high fender, compact headlight, and minimalist shrouds. The headlight remains halogen rather than LED, which some might see as dated, but it has a certain rugged character. The front suspension, with its long telescopic forks, looks ready to absorb rocks, ruts, and potholes. The 21-inch spoked wheel up front immediately signals its off-road orientation, wrapped in dual-sport rubber that can handle both pavement and dirt. The front brake setup is a simple single disc with a twin-piston caliper, providing adequate stopping power without being overly complex. Shift your view to the side and you begin to appreciate the classic dual-sport silhouette. The tall stance, generous ground clearance, and slim bodywork make the DR650S look ready for adventure. The tank flows smoothly into a narrow seat, designed more for function than plush comfort, but with just enough padding for long rides. The side panels carry simple graphics, with Suzuki offering the model in clean color schemes that highlight the utilitarian vibe. The steel frame is exposed in certain areas, reminding you that this is a bike built for strength, not just looks. The 17-inch rear wheel balances the off-road geometry, and the long swing arm contributes to stability when tackling rough terrain. At the back, the design remains very simple. The rear fender extends out in traditional dirt bike style, carrying a compact taillight and indicators that look built to survive tip-overs and mud. The rear rack mounts are visible, making it easy for riders to install luggage solutions, panniers, or a top case for longer journeys. The muffler sits high and tucked in close to the body to protect it from obstacles when off-roading, while the chain drive and visible rear suspension linkage underline a straightforward, easily serviceable design. It's not flashy, but everything about the rear end reinforces that this motorcycle is about practicality and durability. Underneath all of this is the heart of the DR650S, and this is where the bike has built its cult following. The 2025 model retains the legendary 644cc, air-cooled, single-cylinder engine. This big-bore thumper is carbureted, which feels almost old school in today's era of fuel injection and ride-by-wire electronics. But that's part of its charm and also one of its strengths. The carburetor means simplicity, easy maintenance, and the ability to fix or adjust things far from any dealership. The motor is counterbalanced to reduce vibrations, though being a big single, you'll still feel that classic thump, especially at higher revs. Riders often describe it as character rather than a flaw. With a 5-speed gearbox, the DR650S doesn't try to overwhelm you with options, but it delivers power in a predictable, usable way. It's strong off the bottom, pulls steadily through the mid-range, and has enough grunt to cruise comfortably at highway speeds without straining. When it comes to performance, the DR650S continues to strike that balance between street and trail. The suspension travel is generous, with about 10 inches up front and 9 at the rear, which allows it to soak up rough off-road conditions with ease. It's not cutting-edge technology and no fancy electronically adjustable shocks here, but it's robust and well-tuned for the job. Off-road, the bike feels tall and capable, letting you tackle dirt roads, fire trails, and rocky climbs with confidence. On the street, it's stable, with enough power to handle freeway riding and a chassis that feels solid in corners, though you'll notice the dual-sport tires and tall suspension when compared to a street-focused machine. It's not the lightest dual-sport out there, weighing in at just under 370 pounds dry, but once you're moving, it carries its weight well. The simplicity of the DR650S extends to its electronics, or rather, the lack of them. In 2025, many bikes are loaded with traction control systems, riding modes, cornering ABS, and TFT screens. The DR650S doesn't go there. You get a basic analog speedometer and tachometer, a small odometer, and that's about it. No distractions, No complicated menus to scroll through, just pure riding. Suzuki does include standard ABS for the front wheel to comply with regulations, but it's basic and unobtrusive. For many riders, this minimalism is a breath of fresh air. It means fewer things to break, fewer things to distract, and a more direct connection between rider and machine. One of the major selling points of the DR650S has always been its adaptability. Right out of the crate, it's a capable dual sport, but the aftermarket support for this bike is enormous. Riders often customize the suspension, add larger tanks for extended range, install luggage systems, swap seats for long-distance comfort, or fit different tires depending on whether they're more road or dirt focused. This versatility means the DR650S can become anything from a lightweight adventure touring bike to a hardcore trail machine, depending on your needs. Suzuki even offers some official accessories, but the community around this bike ensures you'll never run out of options to make it truly your own. Fuel economy is another strong suit. Despite the old-school carburetor, the bike sips fuel reasonably well, and with its 3.4-gallon tank, you can expect a solid range for mixed use. Riders who install aftermarket tanks can easily stretch that range to 200 miles or more between fill-ups, which is crucial for backcountry adventures where gas stations are few and far between. Maintenance is straightforward, with valve adjustments and oil changes that can be done at home by riders with basic mechanical knowledge. The air-cooled design means no radiators to worry about, and the rugged simplicity has been proven in every corner of the world, from deserts to mountains. As for pricing, Suzuki has kept the DR650S competitive. In 2025, it comes in at around $7,099 in the US market, which positions it as one of the more affordable large-displacement dual-sport bikes available. When you compare it to modern adventure bikes with advanced electronics and premium components, it might seem basic, but that's exactly why it appeals to so many riders. It offers incredible value for money, giving you a reliable machine that can handle both commuting and backcountry exploring without breaking the bank. Insurance rates also tend to be reasonable, given the bike's modest power output and rugged design. In the end, the 2025 Suzuki DR650S is not about the latest technology or flashy features. It's about staying true to a formula that works. It's about providing a motorcycle that you can trust, one that you can take down a dirt trail, across a desert highway, or on a cross-country journey with minimal fuss. For new riders looking for a dependable first dual sport, for seasoned adventurers who want a bike that can be repaired with basic tools, or for anyone who simply appreciates a straightforward machine, the DR650S remains one of the best choices in its class. So, if you're looking for a bike that embodies ruggedness, versatility, and a timeless design, the 2025 Suzuki DR650S should absolutely be on your radar. It might not have all the bells and whistles of its modern rivals, but that's exactly its charm. Sometimes, less is more. And in the world of motorcycling, especially when adventure calls, few machines answer that call with the same confidence and reliability as this one. That wraps up this review of the 2025 Suzuki DR650S. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to see more detailed breakdowns of bikes from around the world, make sure to